There are a great many words in the English language, but there are some that, whenever I hear them spoken to me, or even just see them printed in text, well, they're just gonna make me cringe. And I figured I'd share that list with you this evening, because I'm Linda. This is Linda's World, this is Top 10 Tuesdays, and tonight we're counting down the 10 words in the English language that make me cringe. So stay tuned for that list, because it starts right now. Before we begin the list, I would like to say that, yes, human beings do have freedom of speech, okay? You can say anything you want using whatever phrase you want, okay? Some phrasing may, of course, be more offensive than others, but that's not what we're talking about tonight. I'm simply talking about a list of 10 words, well, at least 10 I could think of when I made the list, I'm sure there are more, that upset me, make me cringe, make me go, and I just can't take it. So that's it's a little bit of a lighthearted Top 10 Tuesdays, but I figured I'd share it with you because, yeah, these are just words that make me go, and I would also like to say that if you're just finding this video by happenstance and you're not yet a member of Linda's World, well, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell while you're there so you can tell when new videos drop to my channel. Linda's World is an inspirational channel, a place you can come to get the tools you need to live your best life, even when you're not exactly living your best life. I've been doing that for 43 years now, and it is my pleasure and privilege to come onto YouTube a few times a week and share that wisdom with you. Tonight's going to be a little different though, because it's not exactly wisdom I'm sharing, it's just a lighthearted look at some words and one phrase actually that I'm saving for the end that kind of, well, like I said, make me go, oh. So on with the list. So number 10 is a word that makes me cringe in horror when it's used to describe someone that you're married to. It is the word hubby. I can't even. Hubby is so sickeningly fake nice. It's like kind of like you ate a bunch of Splenda and then threw it up, you know? Like, people have husbands, you know, and that's great. And call him your husband, call him the man you're married to, call him whatever you want. But hubby just sounds so phony, and it sounds like a bad cartoon, and it's just unnecessarily cringeworthy to me. It just freaks me out. It's not a testament to my feelings about marriage, it's just the word itself. Okay, so the next one is a little more serious. Or actually, the reason I don't like it is a little more serious, and it's the word dummy. Now, Red Fox in the 1970s made a great living out of saying "you big dummy" as his catchphrase on Sanford & Son, and it's a great show, and Red Fox is a great comedian, but I don't like the use of the word dummy, and I've never even used it myself, because I find it to be unnecessarily derogatory. Now look, not everybody possesses the same degree of intelligence in the same areas. I understand that. I am a teacher, after all. But if you say, I'd rather you say "you're dumb." That doesn't sound really nice, but like, say "you're dumb" rather than "you're a dummy. Because if you call the person the name, you've attributed the quality to them. It's like, this is how I define you. This is the box, right, that I put you in. And I don't know about you, but like, I'm not a fan of putting people in boxes, you know? Like, I don't like to be boxed myself. And so, quite frankly, I'd rather you call me like a bitch than call me a dummy. You know? Like, it's just, I find it like personally offensive. If I'm making sense. Okay, now the next word I hate because of actually kind of the same reason as dummy, and that word is wifey. Now, there's a book called Wifey. Those people in my generation, and I think the generation before me too, got the Judy Blume books. Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret talked about puberty. And then when you got a little older, you read Forever, because then the girl had sex and it was described and it was like, ooh, she's having sex, you know. And like, hid it from your mom and you read it. And then there was the dirtier one, which was Wifey. And this woman, like, who was like sexually inexperienced and had a husband, but like they didn't like do much. She like cheated on him a bunch of times, and it was like, ooh, graphic sex, you know, like you read it like and hid it behind a magazine, you know, it was like really awesome. And so in that context, wifey is great, but the word I find to be incredibly derogatory. It's as derogatory as dummy, because again, it puts an individual in a box. Wifey is like good doggy, you know, like that'll do, pig, that'll do. Remember from Babe years ago? And it's just, it's unnecessarily pigeonholing a group of people. You know, my ex-husband referred to me as wifey in an email one time, and he meant it in not a bad way, but it sort of killed the rest of the email. It was an email that was written quite nicely, actually, describing something nice and pleasant, but like it just really was killed by use of the word wifey, and I've never liked it before, and I didn't like it that day, and I don't like it now, and I am in nobody's box, so no, wifey, no. While we're on this subject, another word I can't stand is the use of the word girly. Now, if you call something girly, like an adjective, like that room was really girly, it was painted pink and had rainbows in it. Well, sure, of course it's girly, but to call a person girly, it's sort of like calling someone Buster or young man, like, listen, girly, blah, 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 like, you're staying out too late, girly, you better get yourself home, girly, you better give me that money back, girly, whatever, right? It's like stern and wrong and like, just like scary and diminutive, and just not cool. And actually my ex-husband used to call me girly, quite frankly, a lot. And like he said it in the context of trying to be cute, but like it wasn't cute, and it was like painful. And I hated it. Don't get me wrong, I hated it before I even met this man. I've hated it all my life. It's just that it particularly came back to haunt me about a decade ago. And that was a really not cool thing. So I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so the next one is a word that's actually kind of different from the other words in this list. And you might think, but Linda, what the heck? What's wrong with it? It's the use of the word natural. I hate the word. You know how some words sound like what they are? Like yogurt sounds like yogurt, natural sounds like natural. It sounds like you just imagine a babbling brook, And I'm not exactly a nature enthusiast. Like I'm totally more of an indoor person than an outdoor person, unless of course you count the beach. But it's not about natural like nature. It's about being natural. Like a person will say like, oh, what do you look like naturally? Oh, I like your hair that way. It looks so much more natural. One time about 15 years ago, I went to the hair salon and I got a new lady and she did my hair. She put the foil, and everything to give me my highlights. And then she squirted some like caramel looking stuff on me. And it turns out that she'd given me highlights and lowlights. And so my hair was this dark blonde, right? And I went to work and everyone was like, oh, you look so good. You look so natural. And I was like, I didn't pay $300 to be something I naturally am, like whoever said I wanted to be natural? Pamela Anderson isn't natural and she looks great, like I natural, like what's your natural hair color? What do you talk like naturally? What does your face look like naturally? And it's like science has been working for years, like for like centuries to pick up where nature left off. Like not wearing deodorant is natural. I don't know that you want to smell that. Natural is just so wrong on so many levels. This, how about this one? When people tell you in the picture or the video, just act natural. What do you mean, like this? Like a person says, just act natural, you're going to freeze up. Like whatever you do, don't think about elephants. Now you're all thinking about elephants. So you tell a person to act natural. It's like, what do you mean? And it's just, I don't know, it's all messed up. And so I just really, really dislike the word and I dislike the concept, and I'm not natural and I never said I was, and I don't intend to be. And I'm quite happy living with my falsehoods. This isn't what my face looks like. This isn't what my hair looks like. It's not natural, but it's my version. So I'm good there. All right. And so now, all right, we are getting through this list here. So I would like to put up next on this list of things that offend me and make me go, oh, the word yummy. When grown adults, and they do it a lot, okay? Grown adults see a picture of food and they say, ooh, that looks yummy. It hurts like saying that just now freaked me out. Like I'm embarrassed of myself. Like I didn't even want to say it on camera. Like you'll do that. You'll be like, oh, here's my, I went out to the restaurant last night and here's my dinner, click. And you put a picture on Facebook and everyone goes, ooh, yummy. You're 56 years old. What are you saying yummy for? Like that's so gross. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, I mean, you don't take a bottle of beer and go, this is my baba, like you did with your bottle of formula, like, why are you saying yummy for? Like, we're old, we're adults, like, we have, like, ew. Like, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm laughing at my own self because it's so gross. Oh my god. And I tell you, people use it. Oh my god. I gotta tell you, there was a day recently. I spoke of food for like a minute on social media. 4 different adults, all over the age of 40, I might add, referred to the thing as yummy. I won't like that. Okay, you didn't click on this video to see me make weird noises and facial expressions, so I'm going to continue. Okay, so the next word rhymes. So, okay, the next word is when grown effing adults have problems with their stomach and refer to it as their tummy. I can't even. Now, like when you have a baby and you put the blanket down and with the mobile and you have tummy time and they lay on their little stomachs and they like learn how to roll and move their head, and so that's understandable because like they're a baby, right? But grown ass men, okay, and women will say, I had tummy trouble, I'm going in for a tummy tuck, I really want to trim down my tummy, oh, I can't eat that, my tummy will act up. It's like, you're 65 years old, your tummy? Like, oh, it just makes me mad. Oh, it freaks me out. I can't even, okay. I'm sorry that I'm getting this way. I'm sorry. It's just like, I'm not speaking in words tonight. I'm speaking in like sound effects, but that's how much this stuff gets me down. Oh my God. Okay. We're almost there. We are almost there, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 to go. And so I would like to put up next for your pleasure a word that is very recent. About 10 years ago, this word didn't exist. I don't think it existed 5 years ago. It's a brand new word, and it is to describe your loved one, and it is bae. What? B-A-E. Like, I didn't know what that was. Like, look, I know I'm middle-aged, so I don't know, like, all of the hip lingo. Like, I'm lucky I know what I know, right? So, I mean, I'm not that bad off. This is an Ariana Grande song. Like, I'm not so old that I don't know anything about pop culture. But, like, I kept seeing people refer, like, on the internet as, like, oh, I'm with bae. Like, who? I don't know. For some reason, it makes me think Scott Baio, but, like, I don't know. Like, that's obviously not what it is. But, like, I don't know. Then I thought bae, like the bay, like, sitting on the dock of the bay. Of course, I know I'm making older people's references here. But, like, I don't get it. And it's just so weird. And it's like, let's just say you want to refer to this person as baby. You can't afford the other syllable. Like, how much actual time did you save in your day by taking the by off of the word baby? How does that serve you? I don't understand. And it just sounds so, like, fake and cliche and so unnecessarily, like, pop culture-y. You know what I mean? Like, when you're with bae and he does blah, 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 isn't the meme. And it's like, no. How about when you're with your person you're with, your loved one, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your anything, except for bae. Well, the next to last one, it's almost a phrase because technically it's 2 words rolled into one. And it makes me very mad, and it's used to describe a particular kind of film that people watch, and the word is rom-com. Rom-com refers to romantic comedy, a comedy movie in which 2 people fall in love. You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but those are 2 I could think of. But a movie where some girl is walking around the city and some guys walking around the city and they meet and they don't like each other, then they like each other, then they don't like each other, and then they fall in love and everybody goes to bed happy, right? So that's great, nothing wrong with the movies, but rom-com, it just, I don't know. First of all, I get why it's shortened, but it so cheapens the experience. Like, it's almost this, like, we live in this constant state of abbreviation. Like, I don't, my name is Linda. I don't sign cards to my mother, love L. I can afford the INDA. So why can't you afford the 2 seconds it takes to say romantic comedy? Rom-com makes it sound like a movie about a damn robot. Okay, that's what I hear. I hear rom-com, I think of like CD-ROM or something like that. I think of a computer. I think of C3PO. So, like, No. Okay, I can't even. And I'm making myself laugh in this video, and I have to tell you, like, I hope you're finding this almost as amusing as I do, because I do. Okay, now I saved the best for last. And the best for last is actually technically, I don't know if it goes on this list because it's 2 words. It's a phrase. But when I was making this list earlier, I was like, no, like, I can't not put this. Like, this thing angers me to my core. Like, I saved it for one because it just infuriates me on so many levels as a human, as a woman. I'm just going to spit it out. I'm not even going to drum roll it. I'm just going to say my most hated word or phrase on the planet is when people are having a baby and they say, we're pregnant. No, she is. Okay? When a person, the husband or the wife, doesn't matter who says it, when they say, we're pregnant, this is so incredibly disrespectful to women. This is an unbelievable cheapening of the experience that women go through, whether they want it or not, okay? Whether they do it with an epidural or naturally, whether they have triplets or one baby, doesn't matter. Whether they carry the baby to term or unfortunately something happens, regardless of whatever, the pregnancy and birth is a uniquely female human experience. And when somebody says, we're pregnant, it's like, oh, so is he going to be barfing every day at 6:30 in the morning for 3 months straight? Is he going to gain 40 pounds? Is he going to go through 12 to 24 hours of agonizing, horrific pain? And I just can't get behind it. I understand the inclusive list. Like, we don't live in the society like when Lucy, went to the hospital to have little Ricky, and Ricky Ricardo had to be in the waiting room with Fred. Like, I know that was like 65 years ago. So I know it's different, and I know men are up in there, and then came that horrendous time when men started videotaping this shit. And so, like, that was gross, but whatever, to each his own. You want to do that, go right ahead, But whatever you do, as included as you want to be in the experience with your wife, girlfriend, partner, whatever, when she's having the baby that is yours, you really don't have any right to say we're pregnant, because she is. And that is, it just irks me to my core. And I figured I'd say that because, I'm a woman and I'm childless by choice. I'm quite happy raising dogs instead. And that's my selection, and you do what you want to do. I'm glad there are people having babies in the world. It means I don't have to. If that's your personal choice, that's wonderful, But, I just became an aunt 3 times in 1 month, and the babies are adorable. Like, that's great, But we are not pregnant. She is. Okay? And that phrase irks me to my core. And I could talk about it a whole lot, or I could just go and stop wasting your time, because I know I've done a whole lot of giggling and hand gesturing in this video, and you're probably like, Linda, I don't understand. That's really weird of you. Why do you hate these things? Like, please explain yourself. I think I've explained myself enough. I really can't think of anything else to say. Some of these things are just like, ew. And some of these things are like offensive, Like, so I think I tempered the list there with things that were part one and part the other. And I kind of think I need to stop talking now, because I think I've said my piece. And I don't know what else to say. I know I won't be saying those 10 phrases. So I'll say something else nice to you. I will say that later on in this week, you will be seeing my quarantine vlog, my first official quarantine vlog appear on this channel. It's an interesting approach to what we've all been going through, and it actually doesn't even have a whole lot to do with the quarantine itself. It's just that I happen to be in quarantine anyway while vlogging. And I thank everyone so much on Twitter who may be watching for their support in helping me name the vlog. And I appreciate your input. Thank you so much. And, well, look out for more videos to come. And I would like to say that these next couple of videos will have more of a positive spin, because I think that after a couple of months of negativity, I think we're all in the mood to smile a little more. So I'm going to try to help you do that. I already helped myself try to do it, so now I'm going to inspire you. And I will see you later this week with another video.